More people have been arrested and more people are being charged and prosecuted. Last night there were around 16,000 police on the streets of London, and there is evidence that a more robust approach to policing in London resulted in a much quieter night across the capital. In total, there have been 750 arrests in London since Saturday, with more than 160 people being charged.
What must be. Some of them future have no eyes to see. Some of them brainwashed by MTV. That's why their lives so cheap and free.
Today, major police operations are underway, as I speak, to arrest the criminals who are not picked up last night, but who were picked up on closed-circuit television cameras.
Hey, hey, hey. Some of them acting like a wannabe. Some of them acting like a wannabe. A lowlife in society.
Picture by picture, these criminals are being identified and arrested, and we will not let any phony concerns about human rights get in the way of the publication of these pictures and the arrest of these individuals.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Why young people join gang?
For each young person, it's different for each one of them. Some of them get involved in it because they want protection. Some of them get involved in it because it's the in thing to do, to be part of something like that. Some young people get involved in it and don't realise that they're involved in it, you know. So for young people, every story is different.
Hey, hey, hey.
For security, and they take it as a second family outside of their homes, or for protection. It's volatile on the streets, so to belong to something is better than not belonging to nothing. Or it's enforcement. Security, I think. Reasons of security.
Hey, hey, hey.
That's a big question. That's a big biggie. One of the things that jumps into my head immediately is that need to have a family. There's our situation now where the family system has broken down. The males have been taken out for many reasons out of the family situation, and the family is being held together by a busy mom on her own. The boys, especially nowadays, the girls too, are going out and looking for that support, looking for that love, looking for something they believe a family can give them, and the gang offers them something like that. Obviously it's not positive, or most of them are not positive, but they believe they're getting that sense of belonging, that something that sets rules for them to live by. One of the things I found when I was working in the PRUs, the pupil referral units, I did ask the children there, what is it that you want? What is it you want from us? Because I need to know so that I can give it to you. And they said, one of them said, Miss, we want discipline. That we want discipline. And I think the gangs tend to offer them something that they're not getting in this society, in the family structure, because the family structure in our community has broken down. For me, that's the overall biggest reasons why young people get into gangs.
What must be, must be.
For a start, I don't believe that in terms of our community that there's any what I would call serious gangs in this particular country. So for a start, I'm saying I don't think that's the case. I don't think that we're getting involved in gangs as such. We people socialize in groups with their peer group like they do in any other part of the world, in any community. The characteristics of a gang is not what I see our children getting involved with. So I wouldn't support that position.
Some of them future is a misery.
I think they get involved in gangs because it's a sense of their dad's not there. So some youth males that get in gang is because they don't have a dad. So it's a single parent mom. So they don't have the sense of leadership at home, a role model to turn to, which is their dad, the sense of discipline to them. So they lose their way, they go towards gangs, they meet group of friends, hang around bad crowds, which leads to them going into gangs. That's my opinion, to be honest.
Fashion victim from the
Young people, why do they get involved with gangs? Well, my instinct, and from what I've seen from young people and having conversations with them, is that they are looking for a place to belong. And if they don't have a place to belong at home with mum and dad and the family there, present, not just buying things or paying for bills and being out to work, but actually being present, talking to them when they have little problems, then they're going to go and find their emotional strength from somewhere else. And there's a lot of young people, the fact that we have gangs means there's a lot of young people who don't have parents or guardians that are with them constantly throughout the day, or when they go off to do something by themselves, you can say they're going to be fine because I have coached them well and I have guided them well. So I think young people get involved with gangs because of a sense of belonging. They need to belong. The education system tells them that they don't belong and they ain't never going to belong, even though it's unconsciously, but that's basically. And so they need a family. We all need families, and they don't have one, and we're not giving them one, so they create their own.
Have no respect for you or me.
Well, first and foremost, you have to look at it that everything started from the home. If the parents is not, you have to have a steady home. And sometimes you do have a steady home, and sometimes the youth them go out there and they mix. Some of them youth always say that come from a decent home. I'm mixing with some of them who's not from a decent home. And then you find what you call fella fashion is a thing where escalate. Whereas value coming from my home, which I'm putting value into my home. So once them go out there and start to mix again, it's a total different attitude.
Some of them acting like a bumblebee.
From my experience, most of the time is peer pressure. Friends link up and do a lot of things together. So if anything happens, they defend their friends. They see their friends as more family than even their family sometimes.
Some of them future is a fantasy.
Young people get involved in gangs because the people that they associate themselves with, they have a perception that these people understand them the most, that these people know exactly what society is saying to them. Oftentimes society is deemed as coming up with these left-brain thinkers, you know what I'm saying? Oftentimes people think, oh, the people that's involved in gangs here explore many worlds that they're not speaking about inside the home. So I can say curiosity, I can say peer pressure, and I can say not enough knowledge.
They will send you to the cemetery.
Yeah, the youths join gangs because the influence that they have outside there of gangsters, the biggest gangsters outside there, who they see making all the money, making all the wealth and living good, are the American gangsters, the European gangsters, the gangsters from Britain, and all these different gangsters who go in the name of NATO up and down the world and join their gang together and go into other people's land to thief the wealth, to thief the oil and so forth. So that's the greatest example they've got outside here. That is their teachers, and that is why they see why within joining gang and having gang they have a better chance of getting some of the action rather than getting nothing.
What will be must be.
What can the community do to combat gang violence?
What we can't do is change them. What they can do, what we can do is give them the tools to enable them to make change. We can act as role models to them. We can guide them. We can steer them into the right direction. But ultimately, they're the ones that's got to make that choice to make a change.
Some are acting like a killer bee.